So, welcome back. And this is our sixth and final episode in this limited series where we've been talking about career reinvention. And the heart of this series, again, really is because losing a job just shouldn't mean losing your identity, because your value was never tied to a title. And because every setback holds the seeds of a powerful reinvention. If someone shows you how to find them, and that's what we've been doing in this podcast, showing you how to find pathways to your reinvention. Our mission was to guide you through one of life's most painful transitions, career disruption, with clarity, courage, and tools that create lasting transformation. This podcast is here to turn layoffs, pivots, and uncertainty into an invitation to rebuild with purpose. Our vision is that in a world where every professional, regardless of their job title or industry, could be a plumber, mechanic, a banker, uh, a restaurant owner, a chef, uh, you know, engineer, a whatever your profession is or industry. It has this podcast is to has access to your mindset framework and supports needed to reinvent that your career on your own terms. Again, a world where every professional, regardless of your job title or industry, that you have access to the mindsets, the frameworks, and support needed to reinvent your career on your own terms. This was a limited series with only 6 episodes, but it's 6 powerful Episodes. It holds the potential to be someone's turning point. Okay? The 6 episodes for one reinvention at a time. There are real tools, honest talk, no fluff here, because your next chapter deserves more than just a job board advice. Start where you are, reinvent what's next. So, as we roll into this 6 episodes, I want to close this with a strong, powerful message to you. And that's from clarity to motion. Your reinvention starts now. Again, from clarity to motion, your reinvention starts now. So, welcome back to our final episodes of Career Reinvention Podcast, where we spent the past few episodes exploring resilience, reinvention, real world strategies for moving your career forward. I'm Dr. Marilyn Carroll, and this is episode 6 Taking Action in Your Career Reinvention Plan. We've covered mindset, skill building, branding, networking, and income diversification. But none of it matters if it stays in your head. Again, we've covered mindset, skill building, branding, networking, and income diversification. But none of it matters if it stays in your head. Today is about moving from clarity to motion because actions change everything. Sitting on our laurels and just thinking it's going to change is not going to happen, guys. You got to get up and you got to move. You got to do things. And guess what? It's healthy for you to do that. You got to see things differently. That means some of us got to get out and join the chamber and participate in the chamber. That means some of us got to go out and meet other people. We got to think better of ourselves and where we are. We have to talk to people. We got to find out what's going on in our particular neighborhoods and areas where we live to see how we can help. We have to pull together and collaborate on outcomes and strategies that are strategies for outcomes that we all want and can achieve. Let me tell you something. This is how America was built. This is how countries were built. I don't care who you are, where you live. You can rebuild. You know, yes, I love big companies and what they bring to the table, but I also love small companies and what they bring to the table. This may be a time for us to gather together and bring back a lot of mom and pops that we kind of said, oh, no, 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 I'm going over here to make the bigger money. I can tell you though, I see some happy people. I live in Dallas, Texas, so I'm around the big stuff there. But when I come to my little place in the country and where there's not a lot of people, I see more happiness there than I do in the big city. I kid you not. Um, there's a place for everything. People become happy just doing and helping one another. And whether you're in a big city, a small city, or a mid-sized city, you got to do it. You got to help each other. There's something that's needed that everyone could get involved in. You got to find that thing. You have to find what you can do and what you can collaborate with others on to put out there. Remember watching those little shows about mom and pop shops and how they had maybe a TV and a radio spot, or they sold washers and dryers or things of that nature? That may not be the thing we're selling. Maybe we're selling robots. Maybe we are selling things that can help individuals. We got to go to where the income is coming in and what kind of income is happening, and base our services and our prices on those income levels, and not thinking we're rich. We know you may not make back what you were making when you were in a corporate environment, but guess what? You should be able to live differently than you were living in those corporate environments. Guys, change is everything. Okay? Change is everything. So today we're going to again talk about moving from clarity to motion, because action changes everything. Reinvention doesn't happen by accident. Let's be honest. Let's be honest now. No one reinvents their life by accident. I definitely didn't reinvent mine by accident. It takes intention, it takes structure, and it takes small, steady moves. If you've been laid off, stuck, or in transition, you don't need a massive overnight change. You need momentum. That's what you need, momentum. And here's the myth that we need to put out of our mind. Once I feel ready, I'll take action. I heard people say that. Had people call me and say, well, Marilyn, I've been on a job for a year and now I think I want to go back. You lost 1 year. It means 5 or 6 in losses, okay? Could potentially mean that. I'm so serious. So the real truth is taking action is what creates readiness. Now, you may not go back in a year, but you know what? It takes about a year to get ready. It takes a year. If you've never had a LinkedIn profile, or you had one, you just set it up and you left it dormant, you didn't do anything with it, you haven't made your connections with friends and others that have the ability to help you open doors, no, then you need a year of prepping and making yourself ready for that next one. So you just can't sit down and say, I'll get started later on. And I see so many people that this impact and hurts. The reinvention roadmap has 5 key moves. Now, are you ready for these 5 key moves? You gotta move from thinking to doing. Number 1, audit your current reality. Where are you right now, financially, emotionally, and professionally? Okay, going back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What's urgent and what's important, and what can wait. You need to know these things. Again, the first question, audit, or the first key move, audit your current reality. Where are you right now, financially, emotionally, and professionally? And what's urgent, what's important, and what can wait? Write those down. Number 2, clarify your reinvention goal. What does success look like 6 months from now? Is it job, a business, new skill, or a state of mind? Because for some of us, it's just a state of mind we got to put ourselves in. It's going to take us time to get there, all right? Break it down into weekly wins. What's one thing you can do this week towards that goal? Schedule it, name it, protect the time. Break it down into weekly wins. Create accountability. Yeah, you have to create accountability partners. Tell someone your plan. Now, tell the right people your plan. Some people don't have your best interests at heart, and you should know who that is right about now. Join a community, find a reinvention partner, or work with a coach. Yes, I'm a coach, but I cost money. And any coach is going to cost you money. So if you can find a friend or a community or a process that can help you without the money, if you don't have that, you can do that. But if you're serious and you know it's going to be tougher to get in, you got to get you a coach. Celebrate progress, not just outcomes. A key is having a reinvention journal. Track what you're learning, not just what you're earning, okay? Track what you're learning, not just what you're earning. That's very important. So there were 5 key things to reinventing yourself. 5 key moves. The first was audit your current reality. The second was clarify your reinvention goal. The third was break it down into weekly wins. The fourth was create accountability. And the fifth is to celebrate progress, not just outcomes. So as we move to our third part of this, I want you to think about building a life that works for you now. Building a life that works for you right now. So your new career isn't just about income, it's about you. Alignment, doing work that fits your values. Adaptability, stand ready for change. And agency, knowing you have the power to choose. 3 powerful A words: alignment, adaptability, and agency. And again, alignment is doing work that fits your values. Adaptability is staying ready for that change. And agency is knowing that you have the power to choose. Now, sometimes that means slowing down to speed up. Yeah, sometimes we got to slow down in order to speed up. All right? Sometimes it means doing something small but brave. What is it that you can do that's small but brave, that takes you out of your comfort zone? And you know you did something that was brave and it's going to be helpful for you. Like sending messages or applying for that gig or launching that first offer to someone. That's big. Okay. And I want you to remember that we're all learning. Even I am learning as I research to bring you this podcast on career reinvention. We all are learning. We're all striving. It's a continuous process. We're have it ongoing. So I want you to think about this. If I trusted myself fully, what would I do next? Pause for a moment and write out your answer to that question. If I trusted myself fully, what would I do next? The next question: what am I waiting for permission to do that I could just start? What am I waiting for permission to do that I could just start? Okay. Well, you did it. You did it. You have listened to all 6 episodes and you've already started. You've already done the most challenging part, facing the unknown and choosing to move forward anyway. So let's recap what we've covered. In episode 1, we talked about understanding career resilience. In episode 2, we did a reframing of career setbacks, okay? In episode 3, we did future proofing with AI skills. In episode 4, we talked about portfolio careers and income streams. In episode 5, we talked about career branding and networking. In episode 6, we talked about taking action and our reinvention plan. Now, if you want to go deeper, I invite you to connect with me for a coaching session where I'm willing to help you navigate transitions with AI powered insights, reinvention coaching, and career clarity. So that usually this was 6 episodes of this. And they were small, but to the point. And we will do the same in a coaching session. I will work with you, help you to do what you need to have done, or you can do this on your own. You don't have to get with me. But for those of you that need to further this and have that one-on-one session with me, contact me on LinkedIn. We'll set up something. I'll send you some appointments, my calendar. You can set up a meeting and we can go from there. I don't send out my calendar just freely because a lot of people will set up a meeting with you. They might not show up and things of that nature. But I will set things up for you. We can go from there. We'll talk about it. There will be a fee for it because, again, if I'm taking time to meet with you one-on-one, I don't have the luxury. If I'm using tools and resources and things of that nature, I have to come up with something there. We are trying to build things like a subscription-based service that we can have, but I want to talk first. I want to see if there's demand for what we're doing before we go into that. So again, this isn't the end, it's your beginning. And you're not starting over. I want you to remember that. You're starting from strength. You're starting from your strength. Now go take the first step. Your next chapter is waiting. This has been the Career Invention Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Marilyn Carroll. You're not just taking one more step in your reinvention. Maybe it was a mindset shift. Maybe it was a moment of clarity, or maybe it was just a reminder, the reminder you needed. You're not starting over. I want you to remember that. You are starting from strength. This journey is yours, but you don't have to do it alone. Come back next week and we'll keep building with honesty, strategy, and belief in what's still possible. And remember, you're not behind, you're becoming. And that becoming, it's powerful. Thank you. If you need to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can do that, or you can write me at Marilyn, Marilyn, at Carrollbeck, CarrollBeck.com. Marilyn at carrollbeck.com, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message, let me know that you want the extra help, and then out there we'll have additional tools and ways you can connect with me. That's it for today. I hope that you have enjoyed. I hope that I have delivered spiritually what was given to me to deliver to you. and that this is a big help. I know an episode like this could cost you a lot of money, um, or the stuff that I'm giving you could be very costly. However, my goal is to follow the path spiritually that I've been led to do. And only you're charged if you need me, my services 101. That's it for today. Take care and enjoy the 6 sessions, the 6 podcasts. And please, please, please let me know how this all worked for you. Take care.